What's up, YouTube? This is your boy John from the Jersey Shore, and I'm back with you today to talk to you about Takashi Shimizu's 1992 film, Ju-On. If you're already a subscriber to my channel, welcome back. It's great to see you again. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, what in the world are you waiting for? Go ahead and click that subscribe button now and get that out of the way. Okay, so Ju-On was written and directed by Takashi Shimizu, and it was starring, in order for me to get this starring right, I gotta read this. There's no way in the world I'm gonna remember these names. All right, it was starring Megumi Okina, Misaki Ito, and Misa Yorihara. I apologize. I absolutely guarantee I just butchered them names. All right, so the basic premise of this movie is a father murders his wife and his son's cat in his apartment or his condo or whatever that is. And now anyone who comes in contact with this house or the people in this house are now haunted. The imagery that you see, that you've seen even in the public eye throughout, on the movie posters and pictures you've seen online, and the images that you see in the remake are of this little Asian boy as well as an older Asian girl. And those are the images that you see throughout throughout the movie. They're striking. They are definitely disturbing. The sounds that they make actually kind of haunt you. The little boy, when he opens his mouth, it almost sounds like a screeching cat, which I'm sure represents his cat that his father murdered. And the older girl, when she opens her mouth, it almost sounds like a human creaking sound, and that is as much, or if not more, disturbing than the sound of the screeching cat. So the movie begins with a girl going to a family's house just to check on them. The girl's from the welfare department. She's going over there just to check in. Nobody's answering the door. She goes into the house. She finds a little old lady laying on the floor. She gets her to sit up. She's sitting in the backyard. But then she starts seeing things in the house, and she starts hearing things in the house. And the image, or the ghosts in the house or spirits in the house begin to consume her. And that is, like I said earlier, it's basically, that's the premise of this entire movie, is these spirits consume and haunt anybody who comes in contact with this house. This movie was an incredibly slow burn. And after things burned and you typically get a good payoff, I, in my opinion, didn't think that this movie provided you with very much of a payoff at all. I was not a very big fan of this movie in any way whatsoever. I did watch the Grudge, the American version of this movie, and I watched the Grudge 2. I was not the biggest fan in the world of those movies. I actually really should go back and revisit those now that I finally have watched Ju-On. I've actually owned this movie on DVD for many, many years, and I've just never watched it. For whatever reason, I never watched the movie. And oddly enough, I'm a very big fan of J-horror, which is Japanese horror films. I think that for the most part, Japanese horror films are more eerie and more spooky and creepy than a lot of the stuff that we produce here in the States. I think that's probably why we here in the States bite and take so much from the Japanese J-horror movies, because that stuff is just creepy. We make it our own, and we get rid of the overdubbing, and we make our own English version of those movies, and we never typically seem to quite get it right. We put out a decent product, but the Japanese product, for me personally, is almost always better than the Americanized version of the film. In this case, I don't remember. Like I said, I got to go back and watch The Grudge. It's been a lot of years since I've watched The Grudge. I don't remember wanting to turn it off when I watched it. This movie was very difficult for me to sit through. It did not hold my attention. I think that our version in the United States was far better than this version was. Maybe it was just better pacing and more well thought out. I don't know. I don't know what the answer as to why it was so much better in this case for this story. I don't know why it was so much better here, because it's usually not. But for whatever reason, this movie was good enough for us to adapt it over here in the United States. We had The Grudge, we had The Grudge 2, we had The Grudge 3, and I know now that in January of 2020, we're getting ready, another Grudge movie is getting ready to drop. I don't think it's a fourth movie. I'm pretty positive that is a reboot of Ju-on in the original Grudge movie. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm hoping that I have to assume that it's going to be significantly better than the movie that I watched this morning. I actually started to watch this last night, finished watching it this morning, and this morning I didn't even want to turn my DVD player on. I did not even want to finish this movie, but I can't leave things undone. I had to finish the movie to do a proper movie review, and that's what I'm doing now with a movie that I had a very difficult time sitting through. Over in Japan, they have actually made a total of 8 Ju-on movies. And maybe it's just a cultural thing, I don't know, but I thought that this movie was absolutely god-awful. I know I've said it many times before, and I'm sure that I will say it every single time in the future that I watch a movie that I really don't care for. You shouldn't base everything on someone else's opinion. I despise this movie, but I think that you should watch it anyway and form your own opinion. All right, folks, that's going to do it for my review of Ju-on. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you really like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I would love for you to go on this journey with me. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Have a kick-ass day, and thank you for watching. Sorry, folks, I just really didn't like this one.